Welcome back to Backroom Convo. I'm your host with the most, Lesego M, the report, aka Shoot Your Shot, and maybe you might get a chance to call me Daddy like Kyle. Listen, if you are a fan of pod, stay tuned because you might like what we are cooking on today's episode. The album of the day is Batwarele by Tepiso Modise. The album was originally released in 2008. It has 15 tracks of 15 songs and is an hour and 18 minutes long. So it features songs such as Chisora Dolahau, Hanina Gata Futseba. It's a gospel album, originally IPCC. If you like IPCC music, so this album is IPCC. Feel falsetto, you get all that in this album. So yeah, man, it's Wednesday, and on our new segment, as I did mention on our last episode, that Wednesday will be Groove Chronicles Wednesday. Groove Chronicles Wednesday. Groove Chronicles Wednesday. So I took the liberty, obviously, when we do our research, to look at some of the comments that you guys had about Groove. You know, there's a lot that's being said about Groove. Obviously, Groove is very nice, and I think one that stood out to me, one that stood out to me is, this is the guy, I don't know if I should say his name, but his guy is TP Tips Tabelo. So he says, guys, where going na Groove, budget ya Groove ke bokae? How much should we spend overall? How we are Groove? For 1,000 rand, I drink flying fish, Corona, Dijo, and transport. Just tell me when I will spend a bukai. Because I'm in Val, we go to places such as BK, Aqua Lounge, Rhythm Lounge, Le Filon Cafe, 988, Emerald Casino, Hale Palesi, Bokau, Bokwandona. There's many more. So it got me to think, or like, really, like, we've spoken everything. I've had a lot of people speak about Groove, but one thing we don't talk about is, like, what's the budget? What's the right budget? Okay, like, now I'm going to Groove. This is the budget that I take to Groove because I also understand that when you go to Groove, right? When you go to Groove, the frequency is different. The time, there's a time variation between people who Groove. There's people who prefer to go to Groove at 10, at 12 when the Groove closes. There's people who Groove at 7, 12 when the first place closes. They go to the second location. Then they end up going home 5 a.m., 6 a.m. When people are going to work, when they go to sleep. So like, this is like people who majority like work on weekends, people in retail, don't. So that's the normal time they come back when they go to Groove. So what's the budget? If there's, let's say, worst case scenario, we say, okay, like, let's say worst case scenario, there's second location. How much are you spending on the first location? You know what? If according to what he says a six pack is almost 200 rand. So in a 6 pack, you alone is 6 pack fine for an only one for first location. Then you move to the second location, and then it's another 6 pack, which is like 400 rands. And do we add more spirit in the, what you call these, the Russian beer, the vodka? Do we add those within the mix? Like, what's the right budget? What's the right budget to say, like, oh, as he was saying also, like, are we just spending money and whatever happens there at Groove? Or we, like, what's going on? What's the situation? That one. And I would think for me, I would say, okay, like, if we are going to Groove now, like, this is the budget that I said. If it's 200 is what I drink, I take 200, and then we're out. First location, the money is depleted, we go home. So there's people who are like, and I think also it brings into perspective a different dynamic. I'd like to bring in a different dynamic to this conversation. how much do ladies actually take to groove? You know, because I understand it, ladies, for y'all it's a bit simple, because if you decide to go to groove now, we say like, now I'm going to groove, you know, would see Bafana Badi Polo, Mahodmana DGTI, they'll be there, you understand, that to sponsor you guys with drinks for the night. So how much is the budget, you understand? If when you say, okay, like I'm going to drink this before I would do a FIFA, how much are you drinking? You know, is it 200? Is that 6-pack? Or is it a bottle of water with something with the friends while you are sporting your targets, or who's buying you drinks for the night? Like, put aside everything that has to happen afterwards, you living with him or whatever the case may be. That's not the topic of today. We are just talking about, or like, what's the budget before that hot man arrives and offers to buy you a drink. Are we saying it's what you call one flying fish? Is it two? I would think for ladies, there was a video as I speak. I remember there was a clip of ladies who were at Groove. There was only a bottle of, not a bottle even, it was only a, what you call this, Oka pipe on the table. There was no drinks, nothing, and everyone was on their phones. And the question was, oh, so you ladies are just waiting for sponsors? And obviously, there'll always be those guys who come through, see beautiful ladies, want to buy a drink, obviously, in return they want to go home with them. So I think majority of the ladies are cool with that. It's like, okay, like, yeah, you are going to live with me, we are going to do coffee for free. Right in the morning, there's also the dynamic, what you call this, Havos at the table, right? There's also the dynamic Havos on the table. But that's not the subject today. What's the budget? Or we just going empty-handed and saying, well, until the hot man gets here, we are not drinking anything. We'll just have money to go just for security if those guys don't pull up. Or we just go to the second location and we'll get the guys there definitely in the second location. And what's the strategy when it comes to that? Like, do you always know, like, there's guys who are willing to, I know there's always guys, but like, how do you pick the right guy to say, like, this is a spender and he's going to spend so much for me? And I guess also it brings a question to the table, because I know there's independent ladies who say, just take your money to Groove, drink your money, and if you don't have money or your bank is depleted, request and go home, or call boyfriend to pick you up, then you go home, you know. But there's those ladies, you know, like those ladies, they're party animals, the one who knows there's those ladies who know how to pick, you know, the right pockets, talk to the right guys, you know, the guys deliver it to the second location and they bring them back the following morning. I'm talking about those ladies. So shout out to you, you know, shout out to everyone actually. I don't wanna, like, you know, shout out to everybody. So like, what's the budget for the guys? I know I don't drink, but like I can just maybe pull a rough estimate to say, if maybe a that we come together, we say 200 is the budget each. We say 2 clipper, maybe 2 clipper, then C5 really 2 clipper. That's a hour. Understand? I think that's enough for alcohol. I mean, like a Bailey 60, Lolo Taga 60, Lolo Taga 60, Lolo Taga 60 Rakenya. Then maybe we say another clipper. Then we put it together, maybe 5 clipper. Then we get spiritinyana in between, understand? Or like by the time you get to the second location, you are just stingy, you understand? Even like kotonyani one ya black, oh nice, you understand? Oh nice. And like, there's this thing, I'm not judging, by the way, but like for me it really doesn't make sense. And I was like a bit surprised, or it drew me back a bit. So I was like, so your guys drink black labels, your ladies drink black labels, and you guys are fine with it. And I'm like, you know, maybe I was raised in a generation where it's stereotypical, where they were like saying, you drink a black label, you have a pusa face, because it's always been labeled as beer, yabat baba polo, and the association of Black Label, it was always associated with the guys by Loren Baba Puta, you know, the guys by Loren Baba Puta Bukatsi, and me seeing that now, and I'm like, it's even the guys that are the ladies that are doing it, they're drinking, and it makes sense to say, yeah, we are doing it for black. You know, I'm here to drink, I'm here to have a nice time. And if I'm here and I'm not drinking, what am I doing here? You understand? If Black Label is getting me where I want to get quicker, why am I not drinking it? You know, is the conversation again about pusa face on the table, if that's the case? Because I've seen some have been doing it a lot, and there's like skincare routine even to make sure they don't age quicker. So I'm like, yeah, for guys it's that, but for ladies, do let me know in the comment section, man, and do let me know what you think about this episode. I'm your host with the most, Lesego M, aka Shoot Your Shot. Maybe you might get a chance to call me Daddy like Cairo. So yeah, man, so let's talk about it. We still have the entire day. On the comment section, do let me know, or rather share some stories, some of the stories, and maybe we might cover your story in the following week. And if also, like, I think if we are to share your story on the pod, just make sure, but if you don't want us to say your name, just be specific with, like, you don't want us to say your name, because sometimes we, like, now we are reading the story from Tapelo's side, or like it's Tapelo who brought the story up front in its own social media, or so we are just reading and giving him the credit or recognizing him. So if you don't want to be recognized and you'd like to be kept anonymous, it's still fine. Just write the text and just say I wanna be kept anonymous, and we'll talk about that, you know. So because I know there's a lot, like the reason I know there's a lot of people who drink on the comment section, it's because majority of the people that listen to the podcast are South African. And I know there is like there's bits and pieces all over the world that listen to the podcast as well, but I'm like, majority, we are home. Understand? You get what I'm talking about. So do let me know in the comment section, man. So, and I think for the guys, I've answered for the guys. I can't unfortunately answer for the ladies who would see like how it unfolds, and I think it would have been nice to get the ladies' perspective. It would have brought in a different dynamic, you know. So yeah, man. And I think even I reiterate again, or like the issue with regards to the Black Label, I wasn't slamming it. I was like, it took me aback a bit, because now the stereotype or the energy that was surrounding, or the stereotype that was surrounding Black Label when I was growing up, or a phase of my life when I was growing up, it was associated with those things. But now I see, like, for a lady to drink, it's like, listen, I'm like, oh, okay. So like now I'm rewiring how I thought about Black Label, and I'm like, oh, okay, like if this is cool, like what happened to like the question that I had about, you know, pusa face and stuff, because like these people are also drinking the same bottle, but they still have beautiful faces, baby faces. But also the answer to that can be that these people really have like amazing skincare routines. Because now, like, obviously skincare routines, health is something that's on its infancy stage. You look at social media, there's people selling beauty products left, right and center. So like that might be the one answer to the question. Yeah, the pusa face. I don't know what you even call pusa face in English. If you know, do let me know in the comment section. So yeah, man, that's my thoughts on this. That's my thoughts, and I'm very much keen to hear what you ladies are to say, or your responses on the comment section, or even send us a voice note, and we might have that voice note as part and parcel of the upcoming episode, or next week's episode of the very same segment of Groove Chronicles Wednesday. So yeah, man, do let me know what you think. I really appreciate you much. Please, and also please do not forget to follow, like, comment, and leave a note. Yo, what's going on? I messed it up. So yeah, man, please do not forget to follow, please do not forget to follow, and rate the show to get a notification for each and every time we release a new episode. What's going on? I'm forgetting all these lines. I don't know why, but yeah, man, do that. Please, a call to action, man. Please action that, man. Your support really means a lot to the podcast and everybody that's within the team. So yeah, man, I really enjoyed. I'm sure you guys are waiting for the book of the day. It's tradition to have the book of the day. So the book of the day is Personal Branding for Entrepreneurs. So by Donna Richardson. Yeah, Personal Branding for Entrepreneurs by Donna Richardson. No ratings on this book currently. I haven't read the book, but when I saw this book, I thought of something. There was a keynote address that Mbomagwani was a part of, and he was saying what the Africans understood personal branding before anyone else, or before the West rather. Africans understood personal branding before the West. So this, to the West, personal branding was an official thing. 1997, it was something that was official in 1997. But for Africans, if you look at the clan names have been with us for the longest time. Like Uti when Orandrovo, and we say was Kakani or Abosoto, those people, those clan names. I don't even know clan names. I tried pulling a clan name, but they're hard. So those clan names have been there forever and have been a part of the culture or African culture for the longest time. I guess him saying that to me it really resonated, and I thought I should bring this to the table and say, personal branding. And it's just unfortunate that we think about clan name as not personal branding. If we can position yourself, look at clan names and the trajectory it took and what it did for the people who are of a specific clan, you would see it really held a significant role within the culture. So even if you are, as a business, you were to regard yourself or position yourself the same way that people in the past did when it comes to clan names, you'd see what you would go far as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, because personal branding is everything in business. So yeah, man, do appreciate you for listening to this episode that's 17 minutes long, man. Do not forget again to follow, and subscribe to get a notification for each and every time we drop a new episode. I'm your host with the most Lesego M report, aka Shoot Your Shot, and maybe you might get a chance to call me Daddy Cairo. Let's meet tomorrow on another exciting episode of Backroom Convos. Cheers.